Big branding and global claims do not automatically mean real protection. DoPrime.com presents itself as an international broker offering access to Forex, CFDs, commodities, indices, and other financial instruments. The website positions the company as a global investment platform with advanced technology, multiple account types, and professional trading infrastructure. It emphasizes market access, liquidity, and competitive conditions. At first glance, this looks like a large-scale brokerage operation rather than a typical low-budget clone site. However, when analyzing any broker, especially in the context of scam and fraud risks, the key question is not how polished the website looks, but whether regulatory oversight is real, verifiable, and consistent across jurisdictions. The project operates under the domain doprime.com and functions as a broker offering CFD and Forex trading services. The company publicly claims regulation in several jurisdictions. Unlike many obvious unlicensed broker operations, this platform does not hide behind vague statements alone. It references specific legal entities and regulatory frameworks. Therefore, the correct approach is verification, not assumption. A search through official regulatory registers is essential. The Financial Conduct Authority register at register.fca.org.uk, the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission database at cysec.gov.cy, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission database at connectonline.asic.gov.au, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission database at sec.gov, and FINRA BrokerCheck at brokercheck.finra.org are the only reliable sources for confirmation. Publicly available information indicates that entities associated with the DoPrime brand claim authorization in certain jurisdictions. However, investors must verify which exact legal entity they are contracting with, because global broker groups often operate through multiple subsidiaries with different regulatory statuses. This distinction matters. A broker group may have one regulated entity and several offshore entities. If a client opens an account under an offshore subsidiary rather than a strictly supervised jurisdiction such as the United Kingdom or Australia, the level of investor protection may differ significantly. Therefore, even when regulation is partially confirmed, the risk profile depends on the specific entity providing services. DoPrime promotes trading in contracts for difference. CFD trading is inherently high risk. It allows speculation on price movements without ownership of underlying assets. Leverage is commonly used in such products. Leverage amplifies both profits and losses. In regulated jurisdictions, leverage limits and mandatory risk disclosures are imposed to protect retail investors. Even with a regulated broker, CFD trading can lead to rapid capital loss. This does not automatically make the platform a scam, but it does make it a high-risk investment activity. From a technical standpoint, the domain doprime.com has been active for years and does not resemble a short-lived template website. The infrastructure appears professionally maintained. This reduces the likelihood of it being a quick serial investment scam clone. However, longevity alone does not eliminate operational risk. What matters most is the legal agreement signed by the client and the regulatory protection attached to that agreement. Legal transparency appears stronger than that of typical unlicensed broker schemes. The brand references corporate entities and provides documentation. Still, investors must carefully review which entity holds their funds, whether client money is segregated, and whether compensation schemes apply. Without understanding the contractual counterparty, clients may assume a level of protection that does not actually apply to their account. It is important to separate the concept of a scam from the concept of risk. A scam or fraud operation typically hides ownership, lacks regulation entirely, and avoids verification through official databases. In contrast, a regulated broker offering CFDs still carries substantial financial risk due to the nature of leveraged trading. Many retail traders lose money trading CFDs, even with regulated firms. To avoid confusion and potential losses, investors should always verify the exact legal entity through official registers such as the FCA, cysec, ASIC, SEC, or FINRA. Never rely solely on marketing claims. Confirm whether your account is opened under a strictly regulated jurisdiction or an offshore subsidiary. Understand that high leverage increases the probability of losses. Read the client agreement carefully and confirm how withdrawal procedures work before depositing significant funds. In conclusion, doprime.com does not resemble a typical anonymous, unlicensed broker scam website. Public information suggests association with regulated entities. However, CFD trading remains high risk, and investor protection depends entirely on the specific regulated subsidiary used. The platform cannot be automatically labeled as fraud based on publicly available facts, but it remains a high-risk broker due to the nature of leveraged CFD products. Investors should approach with caution, verify regulation independently, and fully understand the risks before committing capital. Regulation matters, jurisdiction matters, and leverage always multiplies risk.